Ho, 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 here we crow. It is the Here We Crow Christmas special.
Here we ho. Here we ho.
Dan, come on. Welcome to the very final episode for 2023 of Here We Crow. It is the Christmas edition. I want to welcome my co-hosts. Dan, hello.
Hi.
Ben, hi.
Hi, Lauren.
Sam, hello.
Hello, Lauren.
And we do have a very special guest, one of our favourites of the pod, friend of the pod, our Bombers Nuffy, Dean Hayden.
Dino.
Thanks for having me back, guys.
Welcome to the Here We Crow Christmas special. It's bound to be
A hot
ridiculous.
mess.
Yeah, hot mess is a good way to say it.
And can I just say, Lauren, we sent out the shout out to so many fans of the pod and we got just Dean.
Yeah.
Roman's dead.
It was a little bit short notice, but you know, we'll take what we've got. Dean's a good guest.
Yeah, people have got stuff on.
They do, and we understand.
It's a busy time of year.
We don't.
But that's okay.
No, I might leave halfway through.
We'll just talk about them on the pod.
Yeah.
It's fine. Obviously, we've got a lot to cover today. We have the Season 2 Here We Crow Awards. We're going to announce the winners of those awards. We're going to announce our AFLW Crows Best and Fairest winner and our Sarah Allen Soldiers On winner. We're going to do a season review of both the men's and women's. We're going to talk to some players. Chase Jones and Mark Keane will join us for our Christmas special. Also, a very special interview with CEO Tim Silvers. I know you've been hanging out for that. And, of course, we'll be, I don't know, probably talking about some other stuff. I don't know. I've got a lot here. There's a lot going on.
I just wanted to say, like, every time, for those who, want to know a bit of what goes on behind the scenes of Here We Crow, after every episode, Sam goes, I need a title. I think tonight or today or whatever it is when you're listening, this is the first time I've come up with one in the first second of the show.
Okay.
Here We Ho. That is a title if I've ever heard one. All right, move on.
Ben's not convinced.
By the time you're listening to this, you'll find out whether that's the actual title or not.
I think we can all agree that is the title.
You might need to put an asterisk with a NSFW warning on the bottom.
Depends how you look at the word ho, Dean.
Yeah.
I'm just
We're
trying to
talking
cover
Christmas.
all bases for you. You don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, look, I'd love to move on, but Sam's just left. So
Sam's got a lot on.
But I
it seems.
assume you're desperate to hear some stats for 79, though.
Oh,
Wait,
of course. It's
before
episode
you-
79. I didn't even realise that we were going to do that.
Before you get into that, Ben, I just want to know what else Sam's got to do during this episode. Have you got to go down to the shops for some shopping, Christmas shopping?
Dude, it's easy when all you do is just rock up.
I was just saying, in the hour and a half we sat here beforehand, you probably could have done this stuff.
He just never understands how much shit we have to do.
He doesn't. He has
Also,
no
thanks
idea.
for the beer, Sam.
Then, all right, well, give us the stats for episode 79.
79. So our debut number 79 was none other than Aaron Keating.
Oh, premiership player. Aaron Keating.
He played 97 to 98 and then realised that's all he needed to do.
Fair.
6 games with us. His third game was a premiership in 97.
Billy Frampton
A
stuff.
week later, he played in the Sandful Grand Final for Norwood and won that. So he had a pretty good 97. Mm-hmm. And it's a bit of a premiership family. His brother Clark Keating got the 3 premierships with Brisbane. So
Oh, there you go.
they're a little bit selfish, a bit greedy. But then in 2014, we beat St Kilda by 79 points in the last round. That was Rutten's last game, kicked his goal
Yes.
to finish off.
I was
Good
there.
on your truck.
That was his last game, but that was the first game I ever took Henry to the football as well. He was a little 6-week-old.
Oh, yes.
Did
Not
pretty
too
well.
soon.
Has great memories.
No,
there,
he
I'm
was
sure.
all right. He didn't probably see a lot of it, but no, he coped with the crowd pretty well. It was good. It was a good atmosphere. Sat on the hill, and it was well-behaved hill at that stage, which was good. So there was nothing
Things have
left
changed.
in that season for the Crows, I think. So
Yeah.
it was just, let's see what Rutten can do. But no, it keeps going on. This will
here we
be
go.
most of the episode. So Fogg is currently on 79 games. Miller has had 79 votes in the BNF this year to finish 10th.
Oh, there you go.
In terms of people born in 1979, there is a little bit of a list. We got Dowdy, we got Perry, we got Bode, who's also played 79 games, Hudson, Eccles, Gallagher, and Ricky O'Loughlin.
Gallagher? Did you say Gallagher?
I said Gallagher.
Also, he also said Perry, and when you say the great Ian Perry's name, you normally need to pause for effect, and you didn't. You just skimmed over it. So,
Sam is making a mess over there.
There's a lot of people to get through.
Oh no!
The poor Sarge.
Sorry, keep going, Ben.
To finish off 79, the great Tony McGuinness kicked 79 goals in his career.
Tony McGuinness, what a legend!
So there you go.
Thanks for that, Ben.
Good one, Dean.
That's fantastic.
I knew we invited you for something, getting serviettes to clean up Sam's mess.
Did you see that? That just exploded.
Never
No, that was the shittest pour I've ever seen.
No, did you see it?
Sam, no one saw it. They're listening.
Oh, you gotta stop doing that and press the button now.
Pre-game warm-up.
Yeah.
Cool drinks.
Good to see Sam's having a normal one.
Yeah.
Why is it whenever we take like 2 weeks off, it feels like we haven't done a podcast in years?
Well, it has been a big year for beer and drinks, I would say. And we're going to have one last beer to cap off the year. What have we got, Sam?
We have Big Shed Double Boozy Fruit. So this is a disgusting beer, actually.
I've had it and I love it.
Thanks.
Do you? Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, you've had the double as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have released this before. They've just brought it back. I think it's come out in the last couple of weeks. I actually dislike normal boozy fruit. Way too sweet. It's just it's a yuck beer. It's just full of pineapple juice.
Yeah, but I like it.
And this is the double version, which is 9%. So,
Oh, God.
yeah. Look, I'm probably gonna
Why'd you choose it?
because I wanted to make you drink it.
Now,
People
they're
drove here,
all
mate.
poured very differently, Sam. Who gets which one?
Well, these beers are true to fashion on the Big Shed style. These are interestingly canned. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
We're not going to tag Big Shed in the post about this.
They're not going to listen. It's fine. Can I ask, Dan, did you have a favourite beverage of this season?
Look, it's with the absolute smorgasbord of beer we've had this year. It was very hard. So I just I'm copying you, Lauren, and I'll let you announce yours, and then I'll say me too.
Okay. My drink of choice was the Bilson's Twister vodka drink. Thank you, Russ Eats, for the privilege of drinking that. Enjoy it a lot. In fact, I've just had one from downstairs.
Yes.
At the TA, because we are recording from the TA hotel. Again, Ben, did you have a favourite beverage this year, or?
I can't really recall too many.
Yeah,
but
I know.
I'll
It's
go
hard,
with the
isn't
old
it?
saying, my favourite beer is the one I got in my hand.
I was going to say, just on Russ Eats, yes, thank you for that recommendation. I think I've definitely got a kick out of some of his posts this year. So if you don't follow me on Instagram,
You love the Russ
get along
Eats.
it.
Sam, you're the purveyor of beverages. Did you have a highlight this year?
I did not look this up. Sorry.
No, neither did I. I'm putting everyone on the spot.
Yeah, I have to say my love for craft beer has taken a fair hit this year. I used to love drinking beers like this, but I don't know, I can't do it anymore.
Bit over
So
it.
I've gone back to a lot of like more easier drinking lagers and stuff. Just sit back and have 3 or 4 of them rather than one that makes you get.
I thought that Cooper's lager was actually pretty good.
It was all right, yeah. And to be honest, I've been drinking heaps of South Ave. I hate to admit that, but it's just so easy to drink.
I had
can
it
relate.
on. I had it on tap the other night
yeah.
at the Grange Hotel. Had the watermelon one on tap. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's a good drink. It'll be interesting to see what happens to them over the next little while. Obviously, good South Australian company. I don't think it'll last.
I didn't actually think I was going to have a protein smoothie today, but that's what this tastes like.
Yeah,
This beer.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
thick.
Ew.
Yeah. What are you guys listening to?
Oh, look, I think Lauren gave us a bit of a heads up to pick our favourite song of the year, and it's impossible, but I did pick one that I think is a really good one. The band The Hives released an album, long-awaited, 11-year wait for their new album this year.
Hang on a minute. That's not how this works. You're supposed to tell me what your favourite song that me or Ben picked.
What?
Not what you picked.
I didn't know the rules.
That's how we did it last year.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dan.
Shit.
You have to rethink this.
Oh, man. All right, I need a few
I'll tell
minutes.
you what my favourite song of yours was. I think it was Cellular by Pity
I was
Lips.
going to say, can it be The Hives? Because I already talked about it.
I also liked that Mannequin Pussy one that we played.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
wasn't
they're
it?
great. That new album's going to be really fun.
Yeah. Ben, did you have a highlight or you want to...
Well, I don't really critique anymore, so I don't pay much attention.
Well, Ben, you do have a song for us to
I
recap
do.
the season.
While I'm searching one.
For the band.
How long is this bit going for?
No, it's pretty quick. It's just the band that Dan assigned as my favourite band of all time very early on in the Huey Crow world. We'll see. Have a bit of a ponder. Who might that be? Does anyone remember? Probably not. It was Daft Punk. A band I might have mentioned once, and suddenly they were my favourites. But it's more to do with...
Come on, turn it up.
No, I did mention it once. You mentioned it several times. But it's a bit like pre-season next year, onwards and upwards, fitter, stronger, more productive. That's getting a bit more Radiohead. But
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
yeah, that's
Strong
right.
gear.
And our catchphrase seems to be heading in that direction as well. So
Yeah, it does have a bit of Daft Punk about it, doesn't it?
and as it says, our work is never over.
It's true. It's a long intro, Sam.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Now that's what I want to hear at Adelaide Oval next year. Instead of League of Legends, why don't you just play Daft Punk?
Yep.
I'd be into that.
All right,
All right, Dan, have you found one?
Yeah, I found a song of yours. You did a lot of throwbacks, so it's kind of...
True.
But I went with Moody Beaches and their song Counting Reasons.
Great
Yes.
pick. Love it.
Chuck it
Sam is hating every second of this.
No, it's just very smooth. Well done, guys.
Yeah, shut up. We'll move on. AFLW season review. Obviously, a sad loss to North Melbourne at the end in the prelim. Couldn't get it over the line. Shattering.
Yeah. I don't think any of us were surprised. Really? I wasn't.
Well, we called it a 50-50 game. We lost it by a point. It's
Yeah.
pretty 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the worst way to lose a game, an important game. It's by
Yeah.
1 point.
Yeah.
Well,
I've almost removed it from my memory, to be honest.
yeah.
It wasn't our best game in terms of like the actual... Yeah, we just couldn't string it together. The pressure was pretty high. It wasn't a normal Adelaide Crows W game, but I think that specky from Anne Hatchard towards the end that nearly
Oh
got us
my
over it.
God. I was screaming the house down when
That was a
happened.
rare highlight in the game, I think, which we normally have a lot of highlights, so it was a bit of a weird one. But, yeah, it was a good one.
Now, can we just before we move on, I just want to say that Danielle Aponte not winning goal of the year is an absolute scam. That is, what is going on? Are you kidding me?
That is dog
Have
shit.
we already talked about this? Because I'm furious.
No, we haven't, and we should at length.
Well, last time we talked about our own media guy not pumping it up a great deal. It's as if he's been told what the narrative was, that this is just a fluky, lucky goal that's managed to bounce through as opposed to the torpedo that it was.
Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, let's talk about some votes because we do have a best and fairest to announce. Dan, can you give us your votes for the last round or the prelim final?
I can. I had Chelbo with the 3 votes. I think she kept us in the game at various stages. Another absolute pearler from her in defence. Noffy can't go past. She obviously won the actual BNF. And
If you
2
can't go
votes.
past, you should have been 3.
Well, Ben, come on now. Can't go past her for 2 is what I meant.
All right.
And Neve Kelly, for fuck's sake, for the 1 vote.
This is the worst podcast ever. Ben, what was your votes?
Well, you can't go past Marinoff for 3. 2 for Ponta and 1 for Bedell.
You can go past her for 3 because I did.
Well, you just told me you can't.
Dean's watching on like, what have I done? Why am I here? Sam, do you have some votes?
Yeah, they're the same as Dan's.
Okay, good. Well, I had 3.
But did you think it was possible to go past Marinoff?
Who gave this guy a microphone?
I had 3 for Marinoff, and according to my autocorrect, I had 2 for Poster. Also, one for bidet.
Really? Is that what it says?
You
Nice.
can figure it out. Can you press the soldiers on button, please?
Oh, God.
Rules are falling off.
Yeah. Maybe I've forgotten how to do this.
Who did you vote for your soldiers on?
I
Ben?
voted for Jess Allen, who obviously just signed a contract extension as well.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. But,
Good hands.
You just carry on.
Good hands by her in that game, I thought. That last game. I liked that. I had that written down as a note. Just thought I'd add that in.
Yes.
Glad you had some notes. Ben?
Went with Hatchard, second to Marinoff for contested possessions. Try it again.
Can't beat Marinoff.
Yeah, just can't get past it.
Sam, who did you have?
Yeah, same as Dan.
Oh, yeah. I had Stevie Lee Thompson. Anyway, now it's time to announce the winners. Ben. Who is our Sarah Allen Soldiers on, please? For 2023.
Wait, I can sense what's going to happen. Well, you can't go past who.
Who would we like first? We'd like Quiet or not Quiet Achiever because I've got the wrong title.
Yes, we want the Sarah Allen Soldiers on
That
first,
one to
please.
start
Yeah,
with. Yep.
Yes, please.
All right. So we'll go in reverse order from 5th place.
5th.
Yep. We had Abby Ballard.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
great.
it's probably she's only in 5th because it's in alphabetical order because there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on 3 votes. 4th we had Jess Allen.
Ooh, well done.
3rd we had Bedell. So
Chelbo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Up and coming.
who could it be?
2nd was Prowse.
Yes, well done.
But 1st was our other midfielder, Tia Charlton.
Well done, Tia
Charlton.
Charlton. Fantastic. Excellent season from you, Tia. Awesome.
Yes, it was.
Anyone? All right, give us the BNF. Who have we got?
Glad we
All
got
right.
some video.
This time we'll go to 5th, but I will because only 2 that had equal points. In 5th we had Ponta and Newman equal with each other. Then in 4th place we had Eloise Jones.
EJ.
3rd we had Hatchard.
What? 3rd?
Came home strong. 2nd we had Kelly.
Oh,
What?
But Dan, who could you not possibly go past?
oh, jeez. Emily Marinoff.
Ebony Marinoff.
That's the one.
Also
Yep.
won the Club Best and Fairest. So well
And-
done, Ebony.
Her votes were 93 votes from us versus Neve Kelly on 52. So
Whoa.
she had it in the bag a fair
She
while
broke
out.
clear there.
Yeah.
I did not see that happening, to be honest.
Well, that's
Should
great.
be very excited by that delivery as well. Very exciting. Well done, well done Ben.
Gone off.
Better than your stupid beer pour, Sam.
Nah, well done, girls. It was a fantastic season. And as mentioned earlier, we've got Neve Kelly has signed on for 4 years, which is crazy. The Allen sisters have also signed on. We've got Sarah Allen for 4, Jess for 2. And didn't Zoe Prowse also sign on for 2? Or am I dreaming that?
Well, I know there was talk about.
Oh, no, she won Best Defensive Player in the BNF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
There was-
Anyway,
there was
that's
some
great.
talk about at one stage, just a really quick deviation onto Trade Week, but there was talk about Zoe Prowse and Caitlin Gould maybe being
Oh, that's right,
sticking
yes.
around, but they both stayed, which is awesome.
Well,
And Monty McKinnon was the only player we lost, which is a shame.
yes,
But
traded to Richmond. We
obviously-
also delisted Mackenzie Dowrick and Amber Ward, friend of the pod. So good luck to those girls. I'm a bit sad for Mackenzie because obviously she did an ACL. And
And did you also mention about Button? Because apparently we've delisted her but may redraft her.
oh, I didn't know that.
no,
I
thanks,
saw
Ben.
that somewhere the other day.
Yeah, right. Oh, she's still recovering from ACL too,
Yeah.
isn't she?
I was going to say the the way that Jess Allen played probably stopped Monty from getting re-signed with us.
Yeah, well, she wants to be a number 1 ruck somewhere, you'd think.
And
and
hasn't she gone to Richmond that already have like 2 ruckmen? It's a bit weird.
Mm.
I don't know the details. Also, Yvonne Bonner and Lisa Whiteley both retired at the end of the season. So we have lost a few players, but I think we still look pretty good on paper.
Maintained the core, really.
Yes, that's correct. All right, well, that's it. Unless you got anything else to add?
No.
Well done to Ebony Marinoff and friend of the pod, Tia Charlton.
If you want to know what's in the spring, get into Rowan Jarman.
Good things. Not this
pod.
beer. Pod or beer.
I liked the other one. This one's a bit like, oh God.
Yeah, no, this is crap, isn't it?
It's making me feel sick.
Hope you didn't pay too much for
That's
that.
been nice about it.
Way too much.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You better take some money out of the
Yeah.
Here We Crow account.
I might ask for a refund. It's terrible. You guys said you're going to pad my goods out because I've only got bads.
You don't have any good. You
I'm
don't have
only
one
good.
singular good.
Do you know what I'm only good is that I actually started using Apple Maps the other day. It's actually pretty good. Have you ever used it?
Look, I did try because I use Google Maps when I'm catching the bus.
Yeah.
But Apple Maps doesn't have the stops on it like Google Maps does. It's not as good.
Yeah, for bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for driving now, it used to be terrible, and now it's actually like I actually prefer it. It's nicer.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyone out there that maybe has an iPhone might want to go back to Apple Maps. You know.
Cool. That's the lamest good ever.
Yeah.
I have a good.
I've got one.
You go.
Grinspoon. Oh my God. Saw him last night. Best show of the year. Loved it.
Amazing.
Absolutely so good. They were so good. I just can't get over how good they were. That's my good.
I was going to say a good is us, and we'll get into this a bit later, obviously, but us being invited to the club. To
that was
speak
good.
with Tim Silvers and the media team.
That was a great day.
Lovely people, really nice. We felt very privileged to be included in that. We got to meet some of our podcast brethren in person, and there's no beef between us and the podcast like some people probably think.
No, it's weird because I tried to pitch to you and Elodie from Project that you guys should like get in the boxing ring and have like a charity fight, and you guys weren't into that.
No, we're
Boring.
mates.
Because Elodie would beat us.
Yeah, I said to Elodie that she'd probably beat me hands down.
Yeah.
So, it was good. It was nice.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. Ben, do you have any goods?
I do. You had Gridspoon. I had the Strath pageant and Carol Night last night.
Yeah, going off.
It was. Yeah, it was really. They do a big job there. It's heavily supported within the community. You guys scoff, but
I'm not.
yeah,
I'm scoffing at Sam.
We had Lily walking the whole pageant as in her little dance troupe. She loved it.
Yep.
Kids loved it. There was a hark back to what most people would think is the highlight of the Strath year, which is the duck race. But no, there was a duck float.
Oh, okay.
Within
Well,
the pageant,
got to represent
so
the ducks.
that was good. But yeah, and then the Carols Night, very pretty spot. You sit on one side of the river, stage on the other side of the river.
Oh, cool.
Do it nicely.
If you're not enjoying it, you can drown yourself. That's fantastic.
But nobody drowned themselves.
Oh, that's
Lauren. So,
We don't want to hear that. Dean, do you have any goods? I'm just putting you on the spot here. Like, get
For the
involved.
year?
Oh, yeah.
Or recently.
All recent.
Yeah, well, no, not recent.
Nothing recent.
Nothing recent. My wife dragged me along to Hilltop Hoods this year.
Oh, yeah. But you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was good. Fucking loud.
But you enjoyed it.
It was loud.
So we're just trying to work out if that's a bad or a good.
Well,
But
he
you said you
made it sound like you didn't want to go.
yeah.
I didn't.
You said
but
dragged.
it was a night away from the kids, so it's benefits. No, it was good. They put on a good concert. It was really good.
Oh, they're always pretty good live. Awesome. Well, we're going to find out what the best in this spring and what the worst bugaboo was a bit later in the Here We Crow Awards. I can't wait to see what people have voted for because there was...
Same.
I think there was like maybe triple the amount of bads as there were goods.
Yeah, usually.
was
That's
a
the
long
ratio.
list.
Well, I had one weak one this week and I got about 6 bads, so should jump into them.
Get into it.
Footwear sacrificed at half price and equipment slashed to half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
The $30 membership voucher doesn't get you a scarf. What do we think about that?
Oh, who cares? Like,
Well, like, what do you use it like?
you might
It's just
you
for
if
a
might-
you're
discount.
choosing that package, you're obviously not buying a scarf because you've already got 100 from the last few packages. Surely.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
but
just a like donation to whatever you actually do want to buy.
yeah.
What I do think, yeah, that's exactly right, Lauren. But what I do think is the problem is that we have no good choices for what to buy with that discount.
No. Well,
Unless you want a
Well, I
Guernsey.
think you could get something like this sweet tea that I'm wearing.
The
right at the
stealth mode.
moment.
I didn't even notice that was a crow's top for about half an hour. Which is
the
the
point.
point. It is the point, but also we need something to represent our club. So, and yeah, I just think it's just, unless you want to wear a Guernsey, which most people our age don't want to wear a Guernsey. Like I've bought some, but I never wear them.
No.
It's more just to have them. But,
Yeah. Well, you saying you didn't like the new summer merch options?
Pedler did make them look pretty good.
Yeah, Pedler.
The
Luke Pedler almost sold it.
Someone tweeted us this week about the women's range, and it definitely leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Like, what women are wearing that? I don't know.
It's just so daggy, so daggy. And I know they're trying to be retro, but it's retro daggy. Like, how can you make the 90s look worse than the 90s?
By putting it on football merchandise.
Yeah.
But I think all the clubs have got a problem. No, I don't think any of the clubs have like stellar, standout, really good
Port's pretty
stuff.
good. I hate to say.
They
stop
just
saying
need to release stuff that people are happy to wear, like to the shops or to a party or something that doesn't just look like you've just got logos over you or looks like absolute shit. There's just that doesn't exist. It's weird.
So are you saying I should feel embarrassed when I go to the shops later today?
In your purple shirt, yep.
No, you're wearing stealth.
This one's still blue.
This one's still blue. I'd like your hat.
No, my hat certainly turned very purple with the first couple of drops of rain. That wasn't great.
No, it's I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
How does it
just not get them made by people on Fiverr? Probably.
Well, who's designing this stuff?
People on Fiverr.
Is it outsourced?
Oh, it'd be absolutely outsourced, and outsourced to someone that has no idea about football. I would have thought.
Is the club like honestly seeming like they just don't care about it that much?
A little bit, but they told us that they do.
Yeah. Well, maybe they will going forward.
Yeah.
After my feedback.
Yeah.
But
Dan's changing the whole system.
That's right.
But the thing is, somebody signs off on it, right?
Yeah,
it
doesn't have to.
They submit designs, and then somebody actually signs off on that stuff. So
Dino,
that person obviously has no taste.
Well, I was going to say, Dino, how the hell did Essendon get it wrong with a great colour palette like black and red? Like, lean into your My Chemical Romance roots and get something emo.
No, we are more than capable of screwing stuff up.
Yeah, that's true.
What else you got?
The new head of the RBA blaming haircuts and trips to the dentist for inflation. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
What? Trips to the dentist?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you want to go to the dentist, right?
That's what I thought.
People literally don't go to the dentist because it's too expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
They fucking suffer in pain. What?
It's lovely how people who are on exorbitant amounts of money just think that they know about how the hardworking, everyday earning person is in life and what they can do to make it better. And then just completely make the wrong decision and stuff.
They've changed it from avocado on toast to things we actually need, like haircuts
and dental work.
Well, they kicked out the last guy. They kicked out the last guy because they didn't like him because he's raising. And then the first thing she did when she came in was raise the rates.
Yeah, that's right. Have any of you watched Mr. In Between?
Yeah.
The TV show?
Yeah.
Did you watch it through the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you notice the 2017 grand final footage in the end?
Yes. It's been a long time. I haven't watched it. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah, it wasn't Jack Rewalt, was it?
Didn't you bring this up once before?
It was on. I put it on Twitter, but it's been so long since our last pod, so I just needed to say that again. But yeah, I really enjoyed this show, and it got to the final episode, and there was power stance footage on the show.
I thought
bring that back for 24.
I'm with it. I'm for it. I think it's hot.
Texas last year, bring it back.
Yeah.
Brisbane made the grand final when both the men's and the women's, but didn't quite do enough to get their hands on that shit trophy that Melbourne won.
The McClellan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty makes a mockery of that stupid
bit.
system, doesn't it? Yeah. And actually, no, that was the last one because Dan stole my thing about summer merch. So, yeah. Well, that's it. That's all I've got.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. It is. What are we doing now?
Talking about the AFL.
That's going to be a button.
I could do that.
Now, before we get to the men's season, well, we didn't actually talk about the women's season as a whole. It was a pretty good season.
Shit beer. Sorry.
Pretty good season. We'll talk about the men's season and how that went and how it's looking. But let's talk some general AFL because we've got Dean here. We've got to get Dean involved somehow.
How you going with that beer, Dean?
I'm not. It's fucking horrendous.
What does it need? It needs like some soda water in it or something. Like
it needs to just go down the drain. Like, that would literally clean your drain.
Yeah, it would. It's cleaning my insides at the moment.
Dean, you're a Bombers man. Tell me how you felt about the Bombers season.
Oh well, we finished on 11 wins with the Crows.
You guys kicked our ass, and then it was like you guys decided no.
That was your grand final. That was Sheep Station.
That was exactly. That's our grand final, and then everything's downhill after that. Same as every other year. We semi come out of the blocks, we go, oh, we better play some football. We have a run of 6 games, and then we just coast along thinking we're going to win more, and then don't, and then go, oh, quick, we got to try and win some games at the end of the year, and then don't.
I will say
and
that
then
Dean
just finish outside there.
Dean actually called that blow for blow spot on at the start of the year, and I was like, nah, you'll be contenders this year, and he was exactly right, 100%.
Well, what's happening in the AFL world? We've obviously done the draft night.
Bailey Smith's done his ACL.
Bailey's done his ACL. Yeah. That's really sad, but perfect time to do it, really. At least you're only missing 1 season.
Not in your contract year, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't stop Tom Duday from moving on and getting a nice contract, did it?
What else happened?
What's going on in I was going to ask Dean about what's going on in pre-season. What's
the same as it's happened that you probably witnessed the other week down there.
Tell us some things that are going on.
Who's training the house down?
Yeah.
Well, everybody, of course, except for the guys in the rehab group.
Yeah.
Isn't
the running laps.
Yes.
Together.
Yeah, running plenty of laps. I saw some stuff the other day. I think Jaden Davies doing some of the match sim stuff at the moment. Not all of it, but he had all of last year out. So, and he's the better of the 2 Davey boys.
Yeah, right.
So fingers crossed he'll get some game time this year, probably through the VFL. Guy we picked up first, Nate Caddy. Looks like he's, what's the old cliche? Ready to go.
Training up a storm.
Yeah.
He'll be there for round 1.
Yep, playing the men's.
Chance for round 1.
Chance for round 1.
Yeah.
Bolter. Depending on who gets injured and whatnot. But no, he looks pretty good.
You traded in some ready-made talent?
Oh, we're the... What are we? The upgrade on the North Melbourne. Basically got half of North Melbourne on our team. So picked up a few good picks. Goldstein, I think, will complement Draper well in the ruck. And then McKay down back will help us down there. Gresham, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Gresham. Like I've obviously seen some of his games. When he's up and about, like he's good, but I think he's very hot and cold too. He's not super consistent. But other than that, I guess it's just, the other draft picks we got. There's a guy there that BT will love. I think his name's Vigo. Hang on, I'll bring it up.
Oh, yeah, Vigo.
Vigo,
that's a good one.
What's his name?
Sounds like a Lord of the Rings.
Vicentini.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like
that'll roll off the tongue for BT if he ever gets a game
Lord of the Rings character.
Old Vigo.
Vigo. Yeah.
Vigo.
You brought in the bow and arrow.
We've got another
as well,
Archie,
didn't
so
you?
we'll have a band soon.
Yeah,
we'll be the Archies.
The bow and arrow.
Yep, so we got another
Xavier Dersma.
We got Xavier, yep. So.
Do you reckon is he going to pull out the bow and arrow for the Bombers, or is he going to do a more Bombers themed celebration?
I don't know, but I'm assuming it's his thing. So I'm assuming it's his thing, so he'll bring it with him.
How's the bow and arrow port themed?
I'm not saying it is, but I thought maybe he'd switch it up for another team. Like just. I think it's a fresh start, Yeah,
imagine him just flying around like an aeroplane.
Oh my God. Please.
Soccer style.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Oh, boy. Well, the update of the Crows, and this is from Matt Turner from The Advertiser. They had their last training yesterday on Friday morning, and Banjo was killing them with that running. They were just running and running and running. But according to... Matt Turner, small forward Ned McHenry, wingman Lockie Scholl, and second-year midfielder Billy Dowling were front of the pack.
Right.
And
were they doing PBs?
Always PBs.
38 PBs.
No one can beat Rob in the time trial.
Now, unfortunately, Wayne Miller has suffered some sort of hamstring injury during pre-season, so he will be back with the main group after this little break. And the same with Rory Sloane. He also has done some sort of hamstring thing, but he was running on Friday, so he should be back after Christmas. Carl Gallagher, the Irishman, he is looking to get a Cat B rookie contract upon his return to Australia after Christmas. Now, this one's interesting. McHenry and Josh Rochelli's leadership stood out when they rallied around the player who struggled most with the running. Third-year on-baller Zach Taylor lagged well behind the main group for almost the entirety of the last block of 100-metre dashes. McHenry stayed back a few times to jog alongside him, and Rochelli ran across the oval from half forward to the pocket to support and finish with him. during the handicap race?
Well, I think it's safe to say my leadership would be similar. Try and find the slowest guy and
run next to them
and help them along. Yeah. Oh, come on, you can do it, champ. Sort of
so that guy's obviously not doing PBs.
Yeah, should we be concerned
just strike him off, just run a line through him?
I'm a little bit worried about that because
he's had a fractured foot, hasn't he? So
he
he
has,
wouldn't
though,
have
yeah,
the miles in his legs. So
that's correct.
You would think, the aerobic capacity is not there.
Well, you
Should have
would
been
think,
doing more
wouldn't you,
swimming.
because you're in physio with elderly
I
people.
He
think
would know.
frequently.
And look, as someone who has broken a toe just this morning, I feel his pain.
Can we talk about that?
Do we have to? I was going to bring up it in the bads, but I didn't. I stubbed my toe and it's broken, and now I'm hobbling around. Can I catch a break? Not literally, though.
When you spoke about that this morning, I remembered a time that Jasmine broke her toe and we lived in a 2-story townhouse, and she was upstairs and I was downstairs, and she's like, get me some ice. And of course we had no ice in the house, and I literally took her like a frozen piece of bread crust wrapped in a tea towel. That's the best I could do. And it's become a bit of a joke in our house ever since.
That would have been very helpful, Dan.
That's why you always have peas in the freezer.
What I ask you, Sam, is was it less helpful than nothing?
No, I think he did a good job.
I think bread has got a pretty low moisture content, so the conductivity of the ice to the body part wouldn't have been great.
Pretty
I think
sure I asked Sam.
anything else in the fridge probably would have done a better job.
Also, when I broke my wrist, apparently you're not supposed to put ice on broken bones. Is that real, Ben?
Why are you asking?
He's the doctor.
He's the doctor.
Watch elderly physio to doctor.
He's about to tell you about his PhD.
That wasn't on the pod.
Had the old sneaky promotion this year. But yes, it would hurt a lot, ice on a fracture. But in general, you want ice for just to keep the inflammation under control.
So is that where I should be putting the ice pack on when I get home? Is that what you're saying?
If it puffs up a bit and a bit swollen, it might be the go. And a bit of compression.
I've
a bit of elevation
from this beer already.
I've stopped drinking it.
All right, stop talking about this shit beer. Look, we went and watched the boys train down at the club the other day, which we will talk about a bit later. But yeah, they look pretty good at training, I thought. Everyone was really fit. Tex was definitely setting the pace there for some of those boys.
Cook did some nice things.
Yep. And also Hugh Bond was kind of caught my eye as well.
I bet he did.
Oh, come on. It's not like that. He was doing a lot of running and lots of spinning through traffic. And
he's got a very broad shoulders.
He's got that sexy
that.
rower's body.
Just to save Lauren from this for a second.
Thanks.
I think music to lots of Crows fans is about Braden Cook, though. I think we saw him running around, kicking some darts into the forward line. It was good.
Great.
Yeah. That's right.
Anyway.
Thanks, Lauren.
Sorry.
You're welcome.
I'm just trying to move on. Where do we go to next? No, look, I think pre-season's been short, but so far everything's looking good. So yeah, maybe we're gonna be on the up. Anyway, let's move on.
We're obviously contenders.
Yeah, we contenders.
Let's move
All
on.
18 teams are contenders this time of year, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Let's move on. We were very privileged to be able to speak to a couple of players at the end of the year, especially for this episode. And one of those players was the great Chase Jones. I got to chat to him all on my own. These idiots let me go on my own for some reason. But I will say that Chase was absolutely lovely, and you can hear the chat with him now. What we do at the start with Here We Crow is we like to warm the players up a little bit for an interview. So I'm just wondering, Chase, what's your favourite drink when you're not playing out on the town?
Out on the town? Probably just a vodka soda. They're just a nice and easy one.
Classic answer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure 90% of the boys we've interviewed have said that.
I don't know. If it's a dinner, I don't mind a little red wine.
Yeah.
I don't know my red wines that well, but I don't mind a little red wine.
With food, it's good. Yeah.
Hits a spot.
That's it. And what's your go-to karaoke song?
Go-to karaoke song. I try to hide my singing capabilities as much as possible because I'm a terrible singer. But
I don't think that matters with karaoke.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I reckon it'd have to be something by Luke Combs at the moment, just to scream it out. Just bit of a country vibe.
Yeah.
But I don't know what, though.
I'm not really around the country scene, to be honest, but I know...
It's my partner and she hates it.
Yeah.
We shared the same Spotify there for a little bit and I ruined her Spotify.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She was not happy.
Oh, no.
Now, your goal celebration song, we like talking about those. You've obviously picked a classic, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Classic, yep.
Now, the question that everyone really wanted to know was, what part of the song did you really want to be like your goal celebration? Because there's so many parts.
Yeah, there's so many parts of it, and there's like I actually didn't have any idea about which part they'd go, but I did think they'd choose a better part. But
yeah, because we've only heard it a couple of times.
Yeah, it was only, and it was a bit of a random part they sort of chose as well. So I was like,
that's okay.
Hopefully, we go.
Hopefully there'll be some, member feedback about that, and we can sort that out.
Most definitely.
All right, well, let's get on to the footy stuff. Congrats on the 3-year extension. That's massive.
Thank you.
Last year would arguably be your best year to date for the Crows, and it seems like the role that you have on the wing, it's kind of utilising your pace, and it's led to some stellar performances. How's the next year looking for you?
Yeah, no, I loved last year. Last year, like you said, it was probably my best year of footy. So, yeah, I enjoyed every part of it. And I think that as a group, we sort of go into the same mindset of how do we go from having a good year to the next level.
Yeah.
So I think that's the next part of my footy and how I can sort of go about that.
Yeah. And we saw you in the midfield a little bit last year. Is that something we might see more of going forward, or?
It's one of the ones that's whatever. At the moment, my role is I'm happy with my role on the wing. But if I am pushing for a role in the midfield, then that's something that might happen as it comes. But I think the role on the wings really suited me at the moment, like you said, for my speed and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. Back when you were drafted, you were the highest pick for the Crows, and there's a certain amount of outside pressure that kind of comes along with those circumstances. And we've obviously just drafted Daniel Curtin at a similar pick. How do you use your personal experience to prepare those young boys to manage their expectations?
Yeah, I think that the first part is that once you get in here, it doesn't matter. The expectation is going to come. You want to play. You want to play good footy yourself. So I think that you just got to enjoy that moment of it, rather than focusing on what everything else is being said. You just got to enjoy your footy, and I think that's the biggest part of it. Most guys love playing their footy. Have played it since they were 2 years old. So I think that's the big part of it. Just no matter what, you go back to the enjoyment.
For sure, and you definitely look like you were enjoying it last year. And you said earlier, we saw the team lift, and the fans are really excited with how everything's going. Obviously, it was a bit of a fizzer of an end of the season, but we won't go there.
We haven't got long, I think.
No. How do you guys plan on taking that energy that you kind of built into 2024?
Well, I think that just the knowing that we're capable of pushing the better teams, I think that's the best part. Yes, we might not have made it with a couple of close losses and that sort of stuff, but I think that just brings so much excitement to the group, and we're so hungry to make it to the next level and make it in the finals and actually push it hard. So I think that's the best part about it. As a group, we're so hungry and excited for that next level. Yeah,
awesome. Well, I know the fans are definitely hungry. We're all very excited.
Yeah.
Now, I had a bit of couch time this week, and I watched the showdown replays for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And one of the funnier,
both, it helps.
Yeah, one of the funnier moments was when you came on as a sub, and you were only on the ground for a few minutes, and you kicked a real ripper goal from the 50-metre arc, and then you kind of mimicked Erasio Fantasia with the hand behind the ear. Can you shed some light on that for me? What was going through your head there?
I actually don't know. All I remember is walking in and just absolutely copping it from the sideline and just going, I don't know. When I went through it, I don't really remember much. Whenever a celebration comes out for myself, it's very very random, and I have no idea what's actually
spur of the moment, spontaneous.
It could be anything. So
you're not really planning them like Isaac and Josh.
No, I kicked the goal maybe against Collingwood, and Riley was right there, and I reckon my hands were stinging for 3 minutes afterwards because he just went so hard with the high five, and it just I don't know. It's just one of them ones that just happens in the moment.
Yeah. And speaking of the showdowns, the Port boys love to talk a bit of smack before the game in the media. Just, whatever.
Take it on.
You do you. But you always seem to get into it on the ground. And I remember, I think it was that same showdown, one of the Port players kind of ditched the footy at Sloaney, and you went hard. What the hell are you guys saying out there? What's the banter like?
I am terrible with the banter. I'll stick up for blokes as soon as I can, but I'm terrible with the banter. So it's very much just the run of the mill sort of stuff. There's some of the other
But I don't know what that is, Chase.
Probably not safe for the podcast, but half the stuff isn't probably. But yeah, it's so much fun. Like, I think that's the best part about playing footy with your mates. Like, you know that they've got your back, and whatever's said out there, you're enjoying it. So yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, love it. And it's all about gather out at the moment, obviously. The build up to that's kind of a bit hectic. And you'd had one of your best performances last year against Carlton in the opening match of the round. The energy was like absolutely electric that night. I don't know if you could feel it from down there, but how do you feel about playing on that kind of big stage, and like how does it suit your style of footy? To kind of soak that in.
It's like I said, it's that enjoyment and hunger for it. Like, I think as a group, we all just like, when you're playing big games, it's just so much fun. Like, you just enjoy every part of it. So I think that even just having, like, when we ran out on the for the warm up and there was still a stage, like pre-game, the stages and stuff on there, and you're like looking at this like, that hasn't happened, like in my career at the club, like it just hasn't happened before. So like that was pretty cool. Just seeing that sort of side of it as well.
Yeah, we had really great seats that game actually, and like it was just like, I don't know, just such a buzz. It was crazy. Yeah, it was a great weekend
absolutely too. Nuts. And I know I had a few friends over that come over for the gather round, and they got there just up. Was there a performer just before, like maybe a half hour before we ran out?
I think so. Yeah.
And they just missed it. And I was like, I could hear it from the chain and jamming out a little bit. So yeah, it was good fun.
Love it. All right, Chase, we'll wrap it up there. But before we wrap it up, usually on Here We Crew, we get you to throw your teammates under the bus. But I'm not going to do that this time because it's Christmas and it is for our Christmas special. So I'll have some Christmas kind of questions to wrap it up. Favourite Christmas song?
Favourite Christmas song?
That's a hard one because there's not very many good ones.
I think it's just got to be a classic like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or something like that. Like, just something easy. Like,
yeah, you're onto something there, I think. Yeah. Big question. Pavlova or pudding?
Pudding.
What?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not a big pavlova or a pudding fan, but that's probably my go-to. I'd probably go with pudding over
with
pavlova.
Ice cream or custard?
Both.
Well, yeah, fair.
Because you can.
Yeah. And what's your favourite Christmas dish? What are you looking for on the buffet table?
Any of the like when you get there and the roast meats and all that sort of stuff, I think that's hard to go past.
Yeah, bit of pork crackling.
Yeah, pork crack.
The best.
I have to go last, otherwise I take too much.
Yeah.
I'm a small guy, but I eat more than all my family. So.
Growing boy.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, well, thanks very much, Chase. Appreciate your time, mate.
Easy.
As mentioned, we were privileged to go and visit the club a couple of weeks ago. We went and watched the boys train, and then we got to have a little meeting with
sandwiches,
which I couldn't finish because it was too messy, and they provided no napkins. That's just a tip for next time, Crows.
But I appreciated letting me know that I had a fair bit on my face.
Well, I'm not going to let that slide, Ben. No. I couldn't do that to you. That's embarrassing. But yes, we did have a meeting with the media team and also Tim Silvers, which was really nice. They we kind of had a bit of a chat, and it was good to meet the other podcasters who we hadn't met yet. And it was quite a nice time. And we were lucky enough to chat to Tim Silvers about some Crows related things. We kind of threw a few hard hitters at him, I think.
Curly ones?
A few curly ones, I reckon. Let's hear that interview now.
Welcome to a very special episode of Here We Crow. Thankful to the Adelaide Football Club who have invited us to the headquarters today, and we are chatting with the one CEO, Tim Silvers. Hello, Tim.
Thanks for having me. We're in the boardroom.
I know, we are in the boardroom. It's very serious and clinical in here, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you've come out to see training. What do you think of the boys?
Everyone looked pretty solid. I couldn't really see much because I didn't have binoculars, but training the house down.
What do you think of Josh Worrell? I think is looking pretty fit, and
he does look good. Saw Tex was really keeping the pace there.
Although he did stop before the others.
He did. Can I ask?
I couldn't say anything.
How much longer do you really think Tex has? Because I reckon he's got like 3 years minimum.
3 years minimum. Well, when I came to the footy club, I was really unsure, and I came in 2021, and he had a down year during the COVID year of 2020. I think he only kicked 15 goals in the 17 games, and I was worried this was going to be his last year. I shouldn't have been worried. The way he's played over the last 3 years has been unbelievable. To kick 76 goals, his highest return in the season last year, was just terrific. He's come back fitter than ever. He looks in good nick.
He really
mentally, he's good. He wants to play finals. He wants to bring this group on. So if you asked him, he'd say 3 years.
Yeah.
Look, I think at this age you're never quite sure because you can come off a cliff pretty quickly. But I know what he's putting into it. Hopefully it's for a long time.
Now, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that because I do love text. Now, I just want to ask, I know Ben's got a question about our round 23 compensation, but I don't want to get into that. Ben can ask that question. But my question is, what were the boys really thinking after that?
It's a good question. I was out in the ground straight after the game, and there was only a handful in the moment that thought it was a goal. But the majority thought it was a point, and even us on the ground, we just assumed it was a point. So it wasn't until after the coaches' meeting 20 minutes later till we actually worked out, and it was that footage from behind the goals that sort of highlighted it to us. So in the moment, we were probably a bit like, Keezy, what were you doing at the time? Were you over celebrating? But no, it wasn't the case. Look, it was very disappointing at that time. But I've said this before, like we've had some things go against us, and we work really hard at everything we do. And the footy gods were against us on that night. And I think if we keep persisting, if we keep showing up, the footy gods will look at us more kindly in the next few years.
Absolutely. Ben, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so for your foreshadowed question, would you say it's been a little bit overblown? We've got some nice fixture options next year with some night games and for Thursdays, Fridays. Would you say it's not all because we had a goal that was called a point?
I wouldn't say that. Or what I would say is that this was deserving of our footy club. We've been progressing really well. We haven't been on the big stage. I think we're 3 times in the last 4 years have we been on a Friday night free-to-air or Thursday night through Gather Round free-to-air game. So we just haven't had the profile. And I know we didn't make the finals last year, but we have good group, young group, skillful group, the highest scoring team in the competition. We deserved a lot of these time slots, and we had a little bit of leverage to make sure that happened. But I think we've got the first 15 games, and I think we play 6 marquee time slots. And if we play well, which I think if we perform, it'll continue. And we were known for Thursday nights in 2016 and 17. Let's make it a fortress at Adelaide Oval and win on the big stage.
Sounds good. And are we also in compensation discussions about Daniel Ponta not getting goal of the year?
Yeah, my jaw did drop when that happened. I think in the 130 years of VFL, AFL, there hasn't been a goal that's been scored from a centre clearance. Did she miss out on a car? I'm not sure she did, but I was shocked, let's say that much.
Unbelievable.
Who won? I can't even remember.
Yeah,
someone without a left foot.
Yeah. Amazing.
Big point of contention on the women's. We obviously love the women's team. The big point of contention is around the umpiring in the AFLW and the standard. Can you make any? Obviously, you can't make any comments in terms of like making complaints or anything. But what's your vibe on the umpiring and where it sits?
Very good question. Delicate question.
That's why I try to be delicate with it.
What can I say about the umpiring? Look. There's an umpire shortage in our industry. There is, and we've got to find ways to promote to get kids into umpiring. If you're not going to play footy but you love the game and you want to make a few dollars, how can we get more kids umpiring? Because there's just a funnel coming through is just limited. So because that funnel's limited, it probably means some of the umpiring standard isn't as high as it should be. And I don't think it's just been held to women's. I think it's also men's. But it's a challenge for our entire industry to improve the standard of umpiring.
You'd have to have an unbelievably thick skin to go into that role, I'd think. So it wouldn't be super attractive for kids.
Well, that's part of the problem. We need to make it a safe environment. I'm trying to convince my 15-year-old to do it next year as well as play footy, but he's a bit nervous about exactly that he's umpiring our under 8s and doesn't want to take any of the abuse. So we've got to make it a family-friendly environment so that we can get just more umpires, which will improve the standard.
Yeah, and Tim, you come from a really successful environment at Hawthorn, and with the Crows, when you come in, we're sort of on their knees to a degree in terms of results and whatnot. Where do you think we're sitting in comparison to, say, a Hawthorn when you were there? Now that we've got right people in the right places, and where would you say we're on track to get to that kind of standard?
Well, what I saw at Hawthorn is they made the big change. So the 4 key pillars came through, which was a new president, new CEO, new coach, and a new GM of footy, and that they've been the changes that we've made. But that takes time. But what I have felt over the 3 years that I've been around is that I'm really confident we've got the right people in the right seats. We're creating a really good culture. We're getting in some terrific young talent into our program. We just now have to work hard to get the results on the field. I don't think there's this magic formula that we need a couple of extra players. It'd be nice to get a free agent or 2 in the next 12 months, but we aren't that far off. It's such an even comp. We missed out in the finals last year, and we had a percentage of 115. We are really close, and I think getting that exposure, playing finals in the next 12 months, that'd be really important, because once they feel success and believe in themselves, we aren't that far away.
Absolutely. And one last tongue-in-cheek question from me. Has anyone at the club referred to Matthew Nicks as Daddy Nicks yet?
Daddy Nicks? Is that out of Annie, or is it what's
It's actually Lauren's nickname for him, Daddy Nicks.
Nicks.
We've got a T-shirt, Daddy Nicks.
Drop me in
It's caught on.
It's caught on. I've got to get back onto my socials. I'll mention that to him. He's a good man. Adam Kelly and Matthew Nicks have the same haircut, so they get Nixie and Adam a bit the same. So, but not Daddy. All right, I know that. I'll call him that.
I have had the pleasure of meeting him, and that was when the Daddy thing started. Yeah. So, on Daddy Nicks, how confident are we that he's going to be holding the Premiership Cup alongside our captain Jordan Dawson?
You've got to have faith in your people. He's a terrific coach, Nixie, and Jordan Dawson's first year in as a skipper. He's done an outstanding job and was best and fairest in his first year. So having good people who are creating a good culture, he's got great footy IQ, and he's got the support of the playing group. So I feel like he's a coach for us for the future, that's for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to hold you up for too much longer, Tim, but I just want to ask about the conversation back on that. Did we request more games at the MCG as part of that conversation?
You do get to ask for a variety of items through your fixture requests. What we actually wanted was more games in metropolitan Melbourne. It's hard to put a number on it, but we didn't want to play in Ballarat so much, and we prefer not to play in Darwin. So our request was for the non-Broadway venues to not get as many, and we love to play at the G or Marvel. I think we've got a lot of support in Melbourne. Our numbers say we've got about 200,000 supporters in Victoria, the state. So we just want to play more games in Metro Melbourne. We love to play more at the G because of the experience, and that's where the finals are played. But we'd be happy to play at Marvel as well.
Sure. And my last question, I don't know if Sam's got any questions. I've just left him out. With the obviously Thebarton going ahead. Can you tell me what you would consider if I go to the ground, if I go to the headquarters on a day, what am I doing there? What's happening there? What do you envision?
Well, it's going to be the place to be. It's going to be activated. There's going to be people everywhere. There's going to be our men's program. There's going to be our women's program. There's going to be our members and fans. We're going to have a members lounge. Yeah. So that is going to be I think that is going to be the spot where people are going to come to. They're going to be able to have a coffee before training. They're going to see players come through, and we've got function centres. We want it to be something that's inviting to our members and fans, and we haven't had that for a long time. So we want to have our arms wide open and invite all podcasters, all people in, all fans of the footy club, because it won't be a success without those people.
For sure.
And I do things a bit out of order, sorry, but this is my one chance to possibly know the answer of what you say. We do generally ask people their favourite song. So,
What would your goals and emotions be, Tim?
None of the players I got any idea what they're talking about.
What will be my goal celebration song? That's got me stumped. The first thing that came to mind, which probably isn't my favourite song, but I do love Pearl Jam, and it'd be "State of Love and Trust."
All right. I was listening about the car on the way here.
All right, and that's a band I know, so that's fantastic. So, and on a Friday, just as we're about to kick off, what would you be having as a beverage?
As a beverage, I'm a very simple person. I'm basically a Carlton Draft.
Okay. Well, at least not the vodka limes or whatever the players all talk about. So.
Yeah, I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about my carbs as much. Yeah. But I love a beer on a Friday afternoon at the local pub.
Sounds
Fantastic.
Good.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Yep, and just doing a job I never do, which is signing off thank you for the interview.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tim.
So smooth, Ben.
Yeah.
Thanks for the takeover.
Yeah.
It was definitely a spontaneous interview that we didn't prepare for.
And
but
you wonder why you haven't had me host yet.
Yes, well, we keep asking, but you keep declining.
How good was Tim, though?
He was great. He was very forthcoming and, loved his answers to our very not thought out questions.
Yeah.
But thanks very much to Adelaide Football Club for letting us come down and chat to Tim. It was really good. Next. Yeah. And we did we got to catch up with a few of the boys after training, actually, after we interviewed Tim. Now, you had an interaction with our Kings of Hearts, Josh Rochelle and Isaac Rankin. Dan, tell me a bit more about that.
It's always a bit funny because you see the players and you sort of... You don't really just want to start a random conversation because it just feels a bit wrong or a bit awkward, but I did it anyway. We were just sitting there with a couple of the project team and, Rochelle walks out and I've got my merch T-shirt, my Here We Crow merch T-shirt with the King of Hearts, Isaac Rankin and Rochelle on it, and I'm like, oh, this is a bit awkward, you're on my T-shirt. And he goes, oh, am I? He comes over and looks at the T-shirt and then, introduced himself and whatnot. And
were you unaware who he was?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure. I was just like, that looks like the guy on my T-shirt. And then I saw Isaac Rankin. He was sitting at a table and he was turned around and was having a look at the back of the shirt. And then he sort of walked over and he shook my hand and introduced himself and asked where I got the T-shirt. And obviously said we made them ourselves. And he's like, oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I tagged him in the design to see if he wanted to be sent one, and he didn't reply, weirdly.
But yeah, genuinely seemed like a couple of nice guys. There was no arrogance there that I could see in them or anything like that you sometimes see from players. But generally really good.
Yeah.
And Lockie Scholl obviously had a good chat with us.
He was so friendly.
So friendly.
See, I told you.
He almost wanted to talk too much.
I could tell he wanted to get away from us because he really wanted a coffee, but he was very. He did hang around for a little bit and had a good chat, which was really nice. I had a bit of a banter with Tex.
Yes.
There, he asked. He said he hadn't heard of this podcast.
No, none of them know we exist.
I said, look, we've been trying to get you on, mate. But you're in high demand, and he kind of grumbled at me about that. But I think we can get him on. I think I would crack that nut.
Wow.
I don't know. I think he didn't like me because I think he thought I was too funny for a girl.
Oh,
too funny.
Controversial.
I was being funny and I don't think he liked it. But I did have a quick chat to Nick Murray, who said that he's tracking really well and is aiming to be returning to proper training and everything June 1st. So that's great to hear.
We saw another friend of the pod as well on his way out.
We did. Theo the Drop, who would be, I think, in Melbourne by now. Lovely to catch up with Theo. And
what a nice guy.
Absolutely great guy. I'm really happy for him that he's making big strides in the AFL media world.
I saw him on the Big Bash coverage. He smoked a straight drive, I think, off of a bowling machine.
Oh yeah?
Nice.
Yep.
Yep.
Know what that means, but anyway, I also had a good little chat. I just remembered a chat with Sam Berry. Some who listen to the pod may remember I mentioned that I saw him at a house inspection at a place in West Hindmarsh a while back, which was way out of my price range. But I thought maybe it's in Sam Berry's price range because I did say hello to him there, because it was like, when does Sam Berry just walk as the next person at an inspection? You're just like, oh, this is a chance where I will actually say hello.
Yeah.
But anyway, followed that up and he remembered seeing me there, and it was, so he said. And I said, did you buy the house? And he said, no, he got outbid. He was he had a good crack at it though.
Shit.
he's still in the market. He hasn't bought a place yet.
Well, thanks for that hot goss. I'll tell you what, it was kind of surreal when I got talking to Tex because I went over to the table to say good day to a friend of the pod, Josh Worrell, and Harry Schonberg, who had no idea who I was.
No.
He didn't remember doing this podcast.
No.
But
he was in WA when we interviewed him, wasn't he?
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. He was too. But I'll tell you what, it was very surreal standing there and having Rory Laird directly to my right, kind of looking up at me, smirking, then Tex, and then who else was there? Matt Crouch, Darcy Fogarty, Isaac Rankin, Nick Murray and Josh Worrell all gawking at me while I'm trying to be funny. It was quite surreal.
We're all
apparently you were going a bit too funny.
Too funny for Tex.
We're obviously all big fans of Fog, but my God, he's intimidating.
He's a big man.
He's a big man. He's like bloody really, really tanned. Him and Josh Rochelle. Rochelle's basically like black at the moment.
Did you see?
I was really quite concerned where you're going with that.
Did you see the photo that they posted of him yesterday at training, Josh Rochelle? Oh my gosh, ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fogarty, like just those. I don't know. He's a very good-looking man. I've got to say.
He is a very good-looking man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just putting that out there.
Well, it was a fun time, and we definitely enjoyed ourselves. And then I got to go back down to the club and interview Chase, and I also interviewed our Irish recruit, Mark Keane. So let's hear that right now.
First of all, we like to get players a little bit warmed up for the interview. So we have our pre-game warm-up questions. So question for you is, Keeney, what's your favourite drink? What's your favourite beverage to get on when you're not playing?
So when I'm out? Or
yeah, when you're out and about.
When I'm out, probably pint of Guinness.
I knew you were going to say that.
Pint of Guinness will settle the stomach.
Yeah.
Pint of Guinness will keep the doctor away.
That's it. And have you found a good Guinness in Adelaide yet?
No, I'm finding it hard. There's a few in Melbourne already, that's good,
yeah.
I have to wait until I go home to get a good one.
Yeah, I think so. I don't really... I saw you answer the question with the Crows media who asked you Guinness or Cooper's Stout, and you said straight up Guinness, but I say give the Stout another go, mate, because it's really delicious.
Then you'd have to try the Guinness.
Yeah, well, I have tried it in a can, not as great.
Yeah, in a can?
Yeah, it's shit. Yeah. Now, we love music at Here We Crow, and your goal celebration song is Zombie by the Cranberries.
Yeah.
Obviously a great track, but I'm wondering, what's the most underrated Cranberry song, do you think?
I don't know, there's a few. There's like Let It Linger is a good song as well.
Yeah.
They play around the stadium at the Irish rugby games as well, and when the hurling championship is on, so yeah, probably Let It Linger and Zombie.
Yeah.
Probably two.
I'm partial to Ridiculous Thoughts. That's a banger, that one. Yeah. How's a good one as well. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get on to it. Congrats on the 2-year extension, which you signed a couple of months ago. That's really great. And you got to debut for the Crows in a showdown, which is a pretty hectic experience. Not many players really get to do that.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Yeah, no, it was obviously huge. I didn't really expect it to be as big as it was.
Yeah.
I suppose playing in Collingwood before, it wasn't actually my debut, but it did feel like my debut again.
Yeah.
After being 18 months out of the game, but yeah, during the game it was just so loud, just like looking out into the crowd and just couldn't even communicate with my teammates. It was unbelievable to make my debut, I suppose, with a second team. Not growing up playing the game, which was good.
No, that's awesome. And your dad came over for the showdown, and he got mic'd up for the social media team and everything. How did he find that whole experience?
Yeah, he loved it. It was his first time seeing me play AFL as well. So I think they only mic'd him up for the first 10 minutes. I think it was better off that they didn't have him for the 4 quarters. At least he was able to come out of his shell a small bit afterwards.
Yeah.
So he absolutely loved it. I mean, he was only here for a week. He got 2 games in. He got the Gold Coast game in as well. So he absolutely loved it, and hopefully he'll be out again this year.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. And that game particularly, you seem to kind of maybe have a little bit of nerves at the start, but you settled in really well, and it's a massive game, and you're obviously on a big opponent in Charlie Dixon. How did you kind of settle yourself on the ground there? Because you really did kind of build up to a game there.
Yeah, no, well, I suppose I like to take the game on, so I kind of be risky with a few things at the start, and then I kind of just taper it back and just settling into myself. But I suppose I had my teammates around me to help me settle back into it, and I just backed myself into to get him done, and there was a few things that I knew going into the game that I wanted to do to play on them, so I just went back to them moments during the game.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to watch. I think you can probably count yourself as a lock in the back line at the start of the season with Muzza out for a little bit and Dude's gone, obviously. And this is your first proper pre-season with the Crows. It's a pretty short one, so how are you preparing yourself for a bigger year?
Yeah, no, I suppose I wasn't actually due back until the 4th of December, but I said I'd come back that week beforehand when all the boys are back, because I'm actually staying here for Christmas, not going home. So them 3 weeks over Christmas are crucial as well, rather than going back home, back to the cold, and I suppose training by myself again. But so them 3 weeks will be huge leading into the new year, and then back into it again in the new year with bigger pre-season. And I suppose with a footy in my hand, I suppose over the off season I couldn't have got a whole pile of footy into my hand with being back in Ireland, but came back in good shape, and been raring to go.
Yeah, awesome. And before you came back to Australia to play with the Crows, you won an All-Ireland Junior Club hurling medal. Tell me a bit about hurling, because I don't know anything about it and it looks absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I played hurling when I went back home in Ireland, so it's basically it's a wooden stick made out of ash. You have a helmet on, and it's like a little ball, probably lighter than a cricket ball, but heavier than a tennis ball. Yeah. And then basically same rules as Gaelic football. Yeah, just 15 on 15. Yeah. Basically the same. It's all the same rules. Just 3 points for a goal and 1 point for over the bar.
Yeah, right.
And just belt each other.
Yeah. I love it. So, what do you bring from that game to AFL?
I played in the back line as well, so if there's pressure coming from up top, you can kind of read the game, whether to shift across to the left, shift across to the right. So it's always good to knowing if there's pressure, be in the right spot when the ball is coming down to defence. Yeah. It set me up good at having good spots and good positions to attack the ball and to go back forward at them.
Sick. Kyle Gallagher joined the Crows for this pre-season. How's he enjoying himself, and is it nice to have another person around who nobody understands?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely unreal to have him over here. I think Reedy and Hamish be sick of me asking when we get another Irish boy to come over. So no, it's absolutely unbelievable to have him here. He's absolutely really enjoying it. Yeah. Hopefully he'll know more in the next week or so about staying or not. But he's going home for Christmas, and then hopefully he'll come back out after Christmas. But yeah, he's going really well, and he's getting really good feedback from coaches and players, and likeable character.
Yeah, awesome. And you are staying here for Christmas, you said earlier. Is this your first Christmas that you've stayed in Australia? Or?
Yeah, first Christmas stayed in Australia, so just get myself set for the new season and the big season ahead. I've always been home, and I've always come back, and I've always kind of been a week or two behind from after Christmas, and just catching up on, I suppose, the weather and jet lag and all that kind of stuff. So this year I'm giving it a proper crack.
Yeah, awesome. And what Irish traditions are you bringing to an Australian Christmas?
I'll be heading down to Melbourne to my Irish friends, staying with them for Christmas. So I won't be doing anything Aussie only other than the weather. So I'll be sticking to Irish tradition with, I suppose, the Christmas dinner and stuff like that, and I suppose a few drinks. Yeah, love it. And then just staying with the Irish community.
Awesome. We'll wrap it up because I don't have any more questions, which is good for me. Now, we usually get players to throw their teammates under the bus at the end, but this is actually for our Christmas special, so I'll keep it Christmassy. I don't know if I'm assuming you would have had some, but have you pavlova or pudding? What's your choice?
I'd say pavlova.
Yes, very good.
Good Christmas dessert.
Yeah, and do you have a favourite Christmas song?
Favourite Christmas song? Feliz Navidad, maybe.
Feliz Navidad. Yeah. And what's your favourite Christmas dish?
Christmas dish would probably be turkey and ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, and carrots and broccoli.
Yeah, so great. The whole thing.
Traditional.
Awesome.
That's it. Thank you.
And it is time. The voting has closed. It's time to announce the winners of the Here We Crow Season 2 Awards. Now, the question on everyone's lips is, what is the most popular Here We Crow segment. We've obviously got a few. We've got a few mainstays from our first season, being Fog Watch, Dog Act, You're So Kane, Sam's What's in the Spring and Bargain Bin,
very popular.
and Boz's selections from the sauna. Obviously, we've had a few new segments with Welsh Watch or When You Welsh Upon a Star, and also Vic Bait. But the most popular segment for this year,
with 2 votes, is
look, I will say coming in second was one of our new segments. Ooh. And that segment was Ben's Backyard.
Oh, come on.
But
second,
I'm just going to say it was an honour just to be nominated.
Some of us spend time on actually creating content for this podcast.
But
he just comes on here and mumbles and people like it.
It's second, but you couldn't go past the OG. It's Dog Act. Dog Act is still the most popular segment. And as always, and by always I mean for the second time, we have put together the 2024 Dog Act medley. And by we, I say Sam.
Prepare yourselves. This goes for a bit.
Let's go.
Do we have to listen to it?
Oh, it's long.
If you just
Come on,
don't we
Dan.
play the music first and then...
You did better on the one that you literally made up on the spot.
Don't you talk about the Dog Act before you...
introduce
Don't you
it.
talk about the Dog Act before...
Dog Act!
We're going to leave all that in.
Yeah.
All right.
We are outraged.
That's the pre-roll.
We are outraged here on Here We Crow.
Outraged.
Outraged.
How dare they take the hottest player off the team for 3 games?
Footy fans are outraged.
Lauren's the angriest, though.
Hit it. Oh, wait.
Gee, this is a great segment, Dan.
That wasn't the intro.
How many times are you going to try this?
All right. If you're just good Cozzy too, but you're giving Shane a few, you're an absolute hack. Dog Act. I've also got another one if you want to hear it again. If you are the MRO, give your job to average Joe that you simply got to go. Dog Act. I didn't really say that right, but you got it. When you give Paddy a sling, it's not a good guy thing, it's just like leaking nudes. Dog Act. 1 week you ban the outcome, next week you ban the act as long as the Crows get banned. Dog Act. When you give the ump a tap, but you don't play for the Cats, the big media want you banned. Dog Act.
Here we go.
Jetty, also, this one's for you, Jetty, if you're listening. It's about the next game being scheduled, next home game being scheduled on Mother's Day, and what the fuck we're going to do about that. If you're going to bench Solly for the leg speed of Showy, give the game to Degoe. Dog Act. That's right. When you're scheduling the game for the Crows on Mother's Day and you've got hell to pay. Dog Act.
Back to back.
Very good.
Back to back first takes.
I don't think I've ever really looked at you while you sung, but your left eyebrow really goes quite high. What's this?
Message. I'm ready to do Dog Act.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Oh, come on.
When you're banning a tackle from the fairest of them all, you know it's a fuck call. Dog Act. When you are a Brisbane grub, you give peddlers eyes a rub, so go you dumb fuck.
If the only commentary team is Jared, Dermot, Kelly, you got to mute the telly. Dog Act. If you want some movie snacks or your childhood memories back, no more Nestle Fentos back. That was too much. If you want some movie snacks or your childhood memories back, no more Nestle Fentos packs. Dog Act.
Good.
That was I don't even know if I pronounced that right.
Let's hear it.
So if you want to make plans... Jeez, let me get it out, guys. So if you want to make plans, but you are a footy stand, when will the fixture land? Dog Act.
Oh, God. We're going to leave it, or do you want to do it again?
I'll do it again. When you jump at muzzle late, you're going to have yourself a date with Wizzle Hisbus, mate. Dog Act.
That's
It is a Dog Act, Dan. I agree.
And that is this week's Dog Act. If you got a journal trash and you need an extra cash, try to earn some points of ranks. Dog Act. If you want to grow the game, but your scheduling is lame, then there's no one else to blame. Dog Act. If you want to run a page where you take on umpire rage, but you back the shit mistakes. Dog Act.
Love it.
That's good.
What is happening? Is this really happening? It's unfathomable, and it brings me to the dog act for this week. When you're knocked down in a clash, but your doctor says what's smashed, is he getting extra cash? Dog act.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
If you're turning on Rory because your memory's like Dory, it's really fucking boring. Dog act. This is wordy,
You are a chump.
Gil claims the system works, but it just says there it's worked.
Oh my god, Dan.
Gil claims the system works, well it just says there it's worked, obviously. I can't do it, it's so hard.
Give it to me.
Do you need a slow-mo voice?
When Google claims the system works, well, he just stands there and smokes. Obviously, he's won by jerks. Dog act.
You're heaps better than me at that.
All right,
Nice.
we've got
That was a
another
good
one,
one,
though.
Annie, by the way.
Got another
That
one,
was very
though,
clever.
from Shades of Hades.
Why have I done this all season?
If you don't let them review a goal and grows it down by 2, it should be grounds to sue. Dog act. I've got to change it up a bit, Shades. Go for it, Dan.
If someone leaves the club, did they really quit the club, or are you a media grub? Dog act.
Rhyming club with club there, Dan.
Some legendary
Lazy.
songwriting tricks.
Yeah. Hey, whatever is catchy.
You are the expert.
Wait, before you go on, can you just hit the dog act again? I've just written one. If you're sitting on the fence, you can be like Sam and Ben and not decide who wins. Dog act.
I think you'll find that we're predicting number of wins, not who was going to win every individual game.
Yeah, but it's still dog act.
That's it.
Yeah, but still.
Oh my god, what a wild run that was.
I liked,
You'd think that Dan would have got better at the dog act over the time.
Would you though? Well, I did rhyme Rory with Dory at one point.
Yeah.
It's better than rhyming club with club. And obviously lots of dog acts this year. A few of the most popular ones were the AFLW fixture, shit commentators for every Crows game, Zorko eye gouging or allegedly eye gouging Luke Pedlar, Shane McAdams suspension, the Theberton Nimbies. But the worst dog act of 2023 was Port's questionable concussion protocols.
Yes.
Good on you, Port.
Still questionable.
Now, next is the best what's in this spring. Now, there's a few here. Look, it's pretty. It's a fair spread, I'd say, these results. But a few of the top voted were Jared Waitley fake tweet saga, the Seeds retirement content, Ken Hinkley's contract extension, Woozle getting into the biff, Kane Corns losing by 119 in country footy. But the the best in this spring was Max Michaelani Rising Star nomination.
Oh, nice.
Well done,
That's a
Maxie.
very casual one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I think last year that also happened. They love a Rising Star nom. The listeners, that is. And the worst bargain bin now, again, a fair spread. Look, there were so many of these didn't even get a vote because there was just too many. But a few of the more popular ones, Cozzy Lives. People hated that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tom Jonas vaping inside. That was one of the worst. The AFL floating fixture. Fox calling games from interstate. AFL 23. People didn't like that. But
it's still terrible.
The worst bargain bin is asking for players' boots with the sign.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Cringe.
Good voting, actually.
We're off the signs.
Yeah.
Now, next, best Nuffy. And Dean, you are the only Nuffy present. But I can tell you that you did not win this.
Oh, poor Dean.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. And look, I'll tell you who else didn't win it. Dave Hughes. So you're on the same.
Wow.
You're on par with Dave Hughes. But we do have a few.
I'm not sure if that's to be celebrated.
Well, we've had a few more, like a bit more popular Nuffies, and we've got Roman is high up there on the list. Reece Muldoon copped a few votes. So did Lamo. But the winner, and only by one vote, second for our Nuffies, is the Chat GPT for West Coast.
You're welcome. I created that.
But our number one Nuff for this year is the one-eyed giant himself, Alex Williams.
Yay. Now, we don't have Alex on the line, but we actually can get Roman. He has agreed to a phone call if we want to dial him in.
He didn't even rock up.
Well, he's been out.
We've got our Nuffy right here. We've got Dean.
I asked Roman if he was alive, and he sent me a few tombstone emojis. So he has agreed. Good idea? No, it's a bad idea, but it's podcast. And most of our ideas
what position do we let him know that he came?
Well, he was equal 6 with Reece Muldoon.
Do you have his phone number? I think we just do it live.
I didn't save his number.
Touche.
Well, you can call him if you want, but in the meantime, we've got to
sorry,
got to announce our best interview. Now, we had a few players on, but I put a few of our Nuffs in there too, because obviously we had some big name Nuffs this year in Dave O'Neill and Reece Muldoon and Dave Hughes, Limo. But, oh God, it's pretty close. Look, Alex Williams copped a few votes, as did Luke Nankervis. But tied second, Tom Duday and Jess Waterhouse, both with 7 votes each, both great interviews. But the most popular interview, and I can't believe it, he's taken it out again, Nuz from Sensible Crow. And he only appeared on draft night. But they loved it.
Well done, Nuz.
All right, you ringing Roman?
Sure.
Hello, this is Roman.
Oh, Roman, hello. This is Dan from Here We Crow.
How are you, mate?
You are live on air. Now, we've just we've just announced you as 4th in the Here We Crow Nuffy of the Year.
Oh, really?
How would you like to... Are you alive today? Have you recovered from your night at Christmas party?
Oh, I am alive. I'm slowly getting there. I'm a bit seedy today, but yes. No,
is this the official Sandful?
Yeah, was this the official Sandful show? What? Who did you rub shoulders with?
Just the staff, mate. Hang on, shut up, we're going down the stairs. Just the staff, mate.
Don't you work with Danielle Ponta?
No, mate. She didn't make it, unfortunately.
Oh.
She's got better things to do.
Yeah, no. Well, she's actually taken a role with the Adelaide Football Club because her contract was, she only had a short-term contract with us. But, yeah, so I know she's working in their Indigenous program at the moment.
Now, we can't keep you for long because your audio is terrible, but tell us what's all the hot goss at the Power? What do you have, as our Power Nuffy? We always love to hear about what's going on at the Power.
Okay, I've only got one thing to say about the Power, and I'll keep this brief, but I cannot believe I'm saying this because, heaven forbid we end up with a boys' club board like the Adelaide Football Club.
Oh,
but I am 100%.
Hang up on him. No.
I'm 100% bang on the Warren Treadway getting on the board at Port Adelaide. He is the man. He is the man. He can get rid of Ken.
He can get rid of Ken and 5G. He can do it.
Exactly right, mate. Yeah.
None of the players will be vaccinated going forward.
mate, they'll. All I can say is Warren will get the Power cooking.
I see what you did there.
Not with those power stations.
No.
Vote 1, Warren. He's the only way he'll get rid of Ken.
Yeah, but that's my take. But and here's my other final take. Because I know your time is precious, and I'm on a Crows podcast, not a Port one. But the Crows will finish higher than Port Adelaide on the ladder next year.
Oh, that's not a hot take. That's just the reality. All right, thanks, Roman. Thank you for coming on Here We Crow this year again, and we'll see you again next year.
Can't wait, guys. Thanks for putting up with me, and go to Pair.
Go get some more Powerade and ibuprofen into your system. See ya.
Yeah, I will, mate.
See ya, Roman.
Cheers, Roman.
Cheers, guys.
Well, that was Roman, and that's the Here We Crow Awards. We only had that many awards. We did have a few comments, though. Don B says, I think plants are cool.
Me too.
And Lab said, I would have voted for the mulch conversation if I could.
Coming in 2024, actually, is Ben's spin-off podcast.
I think Dirk brought up some mulch conversation, didn't he? Or topsoil or something, I reckon.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Well,
exactly.
I might just steal a phrase from Dan and say that's a beautiful segue straight into a little bit of Ben's backyard, just to finish off the year.
Yeah, we're coming in strong into summer now, Ben.
It's only very brief and it's very specific.
Jesus.
So a bit of exciting news. I found a plant that I've been looking for quite a while. It was out.
You've been hanging out to tell us this story.
Out of stock for about the last 9 months, and then I got a little ping saying, "Oh, it's back in stock." This is very exciting.
These are the sort of circles that Ben runs in.
He's got guys on the text.
Daily.
It's here.
Yep. Daily's online nursery. Yep. But anyway, so the plant, I won't leave you in suspense any longer. So
Please don't.
The plant is Moringa oleifera.
I've obviously heard of that one, so tell us more.
Okay, good. It's a deciduous tree from sort of India, some parts of Africa, I think, but it's otherwise known as the drumstick tree or a miracle tree.
Ooh.
All parts of this tree are edible.
Ooh.
The leaves, the seeds, the seed pods, the roots, the bark.
So you've just got it to eat it?
Well, just wait. Geez, I'm so excited. So, I've
never seen Ben like this
before. Well, the leaves themselves, very nutritious.
This tree is like Lauren's Shane McAdam.
Apparently.
Where's this going?
Apparently, as much potassium as a banana, these leaves.
Wow.
More vitamin C than an orange, but seriously, what doesn't have more vitamin C than an orange? It's high in calcium, protein, iron, amino acids. It is just a superfood. If you want to buy dried powdered moringa leaves, it's like $80 for 500 grams.
Where do we get
so
these?
you're getting into moringa leaf powder trading, dealing.
You heard it here first. If this becomes the new fancy fatty superfood, look, Dan will get into it the way he goes. You heard
I'm not even offended.
You heard moringa here first. So I found it initially because it was a plant suggested to plant in your chicken run. So you can just prune the tree, drop it down and the chickens will eat it, help with egg production and whatnot.
Why would you waste it on... Oh, okay.
It is, well, it's not wasting, Dan. It's fancy eggs, but it also is a very, very vigorous plant. So in the tropics, this can get to about 3-4 metres in the first year.
Whoa.
I don't think it'll be quite so fast in the Strath environment, but so I need to see how it goes through the colder winter months, but hopefully it'll grow a good size and it'll be enough for me, the chickens, the family. Put it in your stir fries, put it in your dals.
Jeez, watch out. Ben is going to come back next season ripped from moringa leaves.
You know it, moringa. Look, just keep an eye out, see if it actually becomes something.
Okay, look, if it's going to help with weight loss, count me in.
Well, they said diabetes and cholesterol, but that's more health than physique, I think.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, if we get diabetes, I'll let you know. Is that it?
I did read this. Is moringa legal in Australia? Throughout Australia and New Zealand, moringa is classified as novel food and not a normal food. Therefore, moringa products cannot be sold as a human nutritional supplement or food by anyone or any shop.
So go your hardest, man.
Is this a snake oil thing?
No, well, they talk about it being grown a lot more in like third world countries because it is a highly nutritious plant that will grow very vigorously and easily that people can eat and get nutrition. So
cool. Well, I'm glad you're bringing the third world to Strathalbyn.
Yeah. It was about time. So there, moringa, very exciting one to finish off the year.
Fantastic. Love that. Well, I think that is the end. Before?
Just a couple of comments from Instagram.
Oh,
put our photo up. Daniel Altman, friend of the pod. Thanks for listening this year, Daniel. Kano and Gerald can stay in America. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, they're over there, are they?
Yeah. Millie, no thoughts. Just a big thanks for the awesome work you all do.
Thank you, Millie.
Thanks, Millie.
Millie's lovely. And Jack, boys look fit in training. Picks club has posted noticeably bigger.
Yeah, they do. And also, Jack posted a great photo of his backyard that he's been keeping Ben up to date with, and it looks fantastic.
It's really coming along.
Yep.
Big thank you to all of our fans for listening in to us this year. We've had some really good engagement across the board, and we look to obviously going bigger and better, like someone coming up in ACL reconstruction next year.
Going to do a lot more live next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be bigger and better. I want to give a massive thanks to all of our nuffs that have appeared this year. Ekturn, Roman, Jimmy Richmond, Alex Williams, Matt and Nathan, our Lions, nuffs, Reese Muldoon, Dave O'Neill, Limo, Trav Gigani, Dave Hughes, Tom Keogh, and of course, Dean Hayden.
Dean.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And also, thank you very much to Hazza Schonberg, Tom Duday, Josh Worrell, Luke Nankervis, Jess Waterhouse, Tia Charlton, Lockie Brown, who came on the pod a couple of times, Stiff Necks. Thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. I'm sure we'll have some different nuffs next year. Not sure we'll get Hughesy back on. I don't know. Maybe Settley needs to say.
You can get Nick Giannopoulos to replace me.
Yeah. You're irreplaceable, Dean.
But yes, thanks everyone, and thank you boys again for another fun year.
Thank you, Lauren.
Now I've just got one last thing for the year as well.
Oh, do you, Ben? Thing, or is it I thought the plant thing was the last thing.
No. This is something that I just thought I'd have a go at. I understand if I'm not invited back next year after reading this out. We'll see how it goes. It's a little bit of a Crow's Christmas poem.
I accused him of not doing anything. And then we get
Fire away, Ben.
Okay.
Is he following this up with some Mariah Carey?
No, so. He'll definitely be off if he
no singing. So, all right, I'll just make the writing a bit bigger. Okay. So, as you crouch down at the tree to see if St. Nick's has delivered you all the presents, just hope that you have not been robbed. And hopefully you are now recovered from the rash Ellie gave you.
Who's Ellie?
You'll wait with bated breath until you turn to open a present, and when you do, you will excitedly exclaim, "Fantastic, it's a weeder, man."
What the hell is this? So much to unpack in that first paragraph.
So, next comes lunch, and you'll feast upon the meal provided by your cook. Hopefully the meat has been marinoffed overnight. And you'll enjoy your ham with a serve of Borlase sauce.
Get out.
I've still got a bit to go, sorry.
This is classic.
So for dessert, don't forget to have extra berry on your pav, who should have been a crow. But Christmas is not all about presents and food. Success does not hinge on the day being perfect, as long as you put in a gallant effort. And it's certainly not about keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh, my cheeks.
Be it sunny or McCloudy, the wrens will...
Ben's lost it too. His own material.
Anyway, the wrens will...
The wrens will what, damn it? To be continued.
Next year on Here We Grow.
They'll still be singing, Dan. And Christmas will be a good one. And everyone shall have a good day, and all your worrels will fade away. So, in conclusion, I would like to say have a very Merry Christmassy to Hentschel, and to Hall a good night.
That last one. You're writing
Say
all the
less. That's it for Here We Grow in 2023. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next year, February, March. That's when we're coming back.
Yeah.
See you then.
See you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas.
Bye.